Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat BARAKA figure, which is one that I know many people were very excited about, myself included. Even though you guys know I'm not the biggest Mortal Kombat fan as a game, I do enjoy their characters, even though, let's be honest, the character designs in Mortal Kombat, aside from the generic ninjas, not necessarily the best things in the world. I mean, look at this. We have some kind of monster guy with spikes in his arms wearing like a tracksuit mixed with a karate outfit with metal plates hanging off his crotch. I mean, it's like they're not great designs, but something about them makes us love them anyway. I don't know what it is, but I do. And this figure looks pretty much exactly like it's supposed to, so that's a really good thing. And as we've seen lately, Storm has been improving basically with every single release, which is just, it's pretty much unheard of. I mean, I know they're relatively new at least these fighting action figures, but they have been improving, so that's a really good thing. So let's go ahead and get this guy off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 18 centimeters, which makes him pretty close to 7 inches, so definitely not within true 1/12 scale. If you're curious about his size, here he is against Mr. Freezy Pop. He's close, but definitely bigger. He's definitely more substantial and definitely taller. I have no idea if that's accurate. I don't know. I don't know if their scaling is accurate enough throughout the rest, or throughout the Mortal Kombat games to actually make that decision. But I don't care. I guess it's fine. You guys can let me know if that's more accurate or not consistently. This is, I think, his original look as far as I remember correctly, and that's fine with me. And here's the thing. Okay, there's a couple things to talk about, which were some contentious things. First of all, he was shown, and I'll show you right here, in fact, having metal teeth. It's on there, and it's in all of these photos, and that's what we've seen since they announced him as far as I'm aware. I've never seen anything else unless they had like an early proto that was different. I don't remember him ever having metal teeth, frankly, so I like the fact that his teeth look like actual teeth now. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's right, so that's fine. And I guess if you wanted metal teeth, you're kind of out of luck, because it doesn't have metal teeth. All of his spikes are metal, and his fingernails are metal, and his blades are metal, but not his teeth. And I think that is the way it should be. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Now, the other thing is kind of interesting. His arm blades. Somebody brought it up to me when I was doing my unboxing video that the arm blades are supposed to be on the sides or the front of his forearms. Like if this is his arm right here, they should be coming out like right there. So they shouldn't be on the back by his elbows, they should be over here. And I thought that was right. And that's what it is in these photos. If you look, let's look at this one right here in particular. This is a good example. Right there. All right, you can see the spikes line up with his elbow, and the arm blade is clearly coming out at the top. Well, this is that arm right there, and that's the opposite. Well, not the opposite, but it's not right. These spikes in the photo are all the way lined up with the elbow, and this is coming out all the way up here. So they had it that way. They had it that way in the photo, in the prototype. And a lot of the images I could find of BARAKA have the blades coming out of the sides of his forearm, kind of like a Predator blade. So should they be on the outside? Should they be on the back? I don't know. I can't say one way or the other because it's not like the character has been completely consistent, and they didn't actually denote which version of him this is. So they can get away with a little bit more than they otherwise might be able to. I think I would have preferred them on the side personally, but I don't know that it's actually a wrong thing, so we're going to leave it there. But they do have a nice like bloody paint effect going on around the openings, so that's cool. The paintwork on his boots, very clean. Paintwork on his gi thingy is clean enough. It's pretty good. The white is molded, though it is a little splotchy here and there, probably just from factory dirtiness. I don't know, I guess. And then his faces look nice. He's got some shading on the top of his head, and the face itself is very well done. Spikes are painted pretty well, a little bit of red going around those too. So yeah, it's aesthetically pretty pleasing. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 for that. The white definitely just looks a little splotchy, but I mean, it's still an 8 out of 10, so that's pretty good. As far as accessories go, we have 2 interchangeable heads. We have the normal head, and then the one where his mouth is open, and you can see his tongue in there, and they're both done very nicely. We have 2 fist hands, which come on him in the package, 2 gripping hands, and then 2 different sets of relaxed or style pose hands. We have the short blades that come on him in the package. We get 2 long blades. They may need a little bit of hair dryer or warm water to straighten them out. They are thin and they're soft, so they aren't going to break, but they could warp. And then we have 2 big slash effects, which go over the shoulders of a ninja. And then we have 2 little slash effects, which go over the biceps of a ninja. And then we have his little projectile thingy, which is a Really nice translucent purple with a little bit of shading on there. All in all, a very nice batch of accessories. Pleased with that. Gonna give the accessories a 9 out of 10. We have his projectile, other effect parts, different blades, different hand. I think that's good, so 9 out of 10. Very nice array of accessories. Now it's time for the articulation. How did they do? Well, we have our double ball peg for the head again. You can see the top one right there, and the bottom one is somewhere down there below his neck, and the neck is soft, though it is fairly stiff. So I didn't have much luck actually having the neck itself move much. You can do it, and it does move some, which is good. I guess that's enough. I mean, that's fine. Anything softer and you run into some other issues with the material. So that's good. Double ball peg head's going to give you really good range. Not going to be able to look up and down that much because of how low the peg sits, but you can rotate side to side, and leaning, like you can lean it forward pretty well. It's just not going to look down from the top, and going back doesn't work that well. So maybe not the best range, but you have to sacrifice. If you want the neck to move in that combination, then you can't have it move the other way. So you have to do one or the other. They chose one, that's fine. For the shoulders, we have our big ball peg that goes into the body. Not a whole lot of range out of that on this guy, but it's fine. It still goes up and down and front and back, and you do get that floating piece to hide that, so that's pretty good. We do have our full rotation out of that. It does squeak a little bit, but it doesn't feel like it's going to break, so that's all right. Raising the arms up all the way, no problem at all. That's really, really good. We do have our bicep swivel, which is nice and tight, but not too tight, so that's what she said. And then for our elbows, we have our double joint, which if you do one before the other, you get better range, but you do get good range. Just don't do it like that, because that gives you about 90. Do the bottom joint first, and then the top joint, and you get a little bit better. Not a lot. He's got spikes and stuff, but it does work. We have our ball hinge wrists connected at a ball peg. That's all fine. They rotate nicely. For the torso, it's the same as all the other ones. You can't really see it and get to it, though, because of how much his gi covers it up. But you have a double ball peg in the torso up top, and then a single ball peg down here at the waist. The waist one, it's a little stiff, but it doesn't have any issues. So you can rotate it. It does lean forward and back nicely. That's pretty good. The top one, like I said, you can't really get in there to do much with it, but you can kind of force it to lean side to side and whatnot. It just takes a lot of finagling. It's just kind of tricky to do, but you luckily get a lot of range out of this lower torso, so that's really nice. For the hips, they're squeaky, but they work. They go out to the side, basically full-on splits, so that's really nice. You can see that's the type of joint they have, the new one, and I don't think they're going back to the standard ball pegs anytime soon. So that's very squeaky. They don't feel like they're going to break, but I guess anything's possible. Going forward, there's a little bit of looseness in this leg. That could just be production variance, though, so I don't know. Keep an eye out for it, but it's not floppy. So it does go out all the way forward and all the way back, so that's good. And you do get a thigh swivel. Not a ton of range, but enough. Double jointed knee works really nicely. Maybe the best knees they've done? I don't know. It's pretty good. I don't know. Maybe Chun-Li's were better. And now his ankles. They sculpted his booties, his little things that tuck in, on top of the ankle, which I thought was going to be a problem, but it's not. You still get really good range going back, which is really, really nice, and you get decent range going forward, plus a toe joint, which is not the best toe joint, but it's there, but decent enough range going forward, so I'll take it. And then you can rotate it like a Marvel Legends joint to the side for an ankle rocker, which is only a little bit offset, so that's pretty good. I like it. There's a little bit of looseness in the one leg, a little bit of tightness in the torso, but all in all, that's pretty solid. I like it. So I'm going to give this guy, and of course these floating pieces move around depending on how you have him posed and how the torso is adjusted, so it can look weird at times, but you can always just adjust that stuff. So yeah, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. We have a few issues which could be improved upon, but all in all, it's still really, really solid. So very pleased with this guy. Final verdict, it looks good. Maybe a little bit of accuracy issue in these blades, but I don't know. I can't say. I don't necessarily have a problem with it. And you can still get enough posing done with him that it shouldn't be a problem. So I think it's okay. Like if you really want him out to the side, just rotate the arm a little bit, and it's pretty much out on the side. So it's not the biggest deal in the world, but that could be a problem. You guys can let me know. But yeah, it's really solid. Not perfect, but definitely a good release, and I think any normal person's going to be happy with it. So I'm going to give it an overall 8 out of 10. Very strong. I recommend it. And I look forward to seeing where they continue to go with the line. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because I have new videos out just about every single day. And I do have thousands of other videos already waiting for you on the channel. And I would really like to see you again. I'd really appreciate that. So make sure you come back. And in the meantime, keep collecting.